Coming up, the City Council is reworking a noise ordinance. Plus, an NAZ Today alum receives a prestigious award. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Michaela Richardson.
And I'm Jordan Valander. Thanks for tuning in. The City Council is working on a new noise ordinance for areas of downtown Flagstaff after a recent proposal was dismissed.
The proposal wanted businesses below the train tracks to have lower levels of noise by 9 p.m. on weekdays and by midnight on weekends, which local businesses say was not doable.
Residents and business owners have spent 5 years clashing over the level of noise from bars and restaurants on the south side of Flagstaff. Recently, an ordinance was proposed to limit the noise in the area after midnight on weekends, which would have helped nearby residents sleep, but potentially hurt local establishments.
These hours were unreasonable. Like they would put there was multiple business owners that spoke from the south side. They all said that it would put them out of business and people would lose jobs and the city would lose tax money.
The recent proposal says any sounds that could be heard from a neighbor's front door would be considered a violation and warrant police intervention. Dyer says a new ordinance that is based on decibel levels would limit the unfairness of the proposal.
Almost every noise ordinance in towns is based off of decibel levels because it's something that you can measure and it's something tangible that can hold up against it, in different arguments. For someone to say I can hear them at my doorstep isn't really a proper way to enforce a noise ordinance.
Dyer says most of the noise complaints come from one resident, Candace Ryan, who says coexisting with the bar has become harder because of new ownership in the last 5 years.
We hear every council meeting that just me, made 300 calls for noise disturbances in a year. I don't have time to do that. I have a life. This narrative is serving a certain subset of people, so it's being perpetuated and it's fueling this unreasonable anger.
Ryan says she is standing up for residents unable to speak for themselves.
I have an activist soul, I always have. Right now it's feeling extra strange because there is some hostility. My physical address was published without my consent on the petition that's going around.
Dyer says no harm was intended to the neighbors by posting Ryan's address. The City Council says more time is needed to talk to those affected by an ordinance of this caliber before they can write up a more succinct proposal. Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
There was a high-speed chase involving a motorcycle that led to a crash on Monday around 4 p.m. The pursuit occurred on the Butler Avenue ramp off Interstate 40, which led to a collision with another vehicle. The man was arrested and no further injuries were reported.
By pure coincidence, a Flagstaff theater company showcased one of the most politically charged musicals during election season. Stargazer Collaborative Theater put on a production of Cabaret, a musical that includes themes of political apathy and escapism in times of crisis. Danny Commanda, the director for the show, says they realized the coincidence and the group made the choice to go forward with the show with a new purpose.
Kind of collectively decided that this is our form of political activism. We want to tell this story in hopes that if we can have one person leave feeling changed, feeling uncomfortable every night, then maybe there's hope.
Last weekend was the show's closing night, but for more information on the Stargazer Collaborative Theater's next project, visit their website at www.stargazercollaborativetheater.com.
Northern Arizona University and the Associated Press host the Unsung Awards every year for alumni making their mark in the world.
This year's recipient got his start right here at NAZ Today. NAZ Today's Amelia Pyatt has the story.
The award ceremony is held by the School of Communications, and this year, NBC Today show producer Xavier Rangel was recognized.
Unsung Awards have been around since 1981 and aim to highlight the achievements of journalists and NAU graduates. They're named after Robert R. Unson, who was a wartime correspondent for the Associated Press.
It's a true honor to be named this year's recipient, to be given something from a school and a team that's already given me so much, like in my time here, is truly, I cannot put into words how grateful I am for that.
A mentor of Rangel's during his college career was NAU professor Rory Faust.
He was one of those ambitious, self-starting students who would put in the work to really learn the finer points of things.
Starting in front of the camera as a reporter before realizing his passion for producing. The 2017 grad says he was sowing the seeds of what would become his career today.
It's really fulfilling me professionally to have this job and to know that I got there with the experience that I got here at NAZ Today.
Rangel has been producing for the Today Show on NBC for the past 3 years, doing everything from breaking news to feature stories.
Well, I mean, he really embodies everything that goes into a Distinguished Alumni Award.
Both Faust and Rangel say students shouldn't underestimate the value of their work within student media. This is to prepare them for their career.
Again, it just means so much to me to be thought of in that way from people that have really shaped my career and my knowledge of journalism. It really means the world.
Amelia Pyatt, NAZ Today.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says a $100,000 reward is being offered in the case of a Mexican gray wolf found dead near Flagstaff on November 7th. It's illegal to kill Mexican gray wolves, and the consequence can result in criminal or civil penalties and even possibly jail time.
The Coconino Center for the Arts is holding a workshop on digital surrealism. The workshop will be instructed by NAU professor Chris Johnson and will dive into the use of digital and AI tools in surrealist art. The workshop is on Saturday, November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and attendees can register for the workshop on the Coconino Center for the Arts website.
What role should bicycles play in the future of Flagstaff? Well, the city's bicycle committee held a special meeting yesterday to gather input on the proposed draft regional plan for 2045. The regional plan is an updated critical check-in with the community on a wide variety of issues, including development and conservation and how land and infrastructure should be managed. This week, we're highlighting Floki as our pet of the week. This playful pup has been at the shelter longer than any other dog and is ready to find his forever home. Joining us in the studio live is Carolyn Wolf.
Thanks, Michaela. This week, I met Floki at the Coconino Humane Association, where after a couple rounds of tug-of-war, I had a hard time not adopting him myself.
Today we have Floki. He loves fetch, he loves treats a lot, he likes to play, he knows his name, Floki can respond, and he knows how to sit very well.
Floki is a 4-year-old Pit Bull Terrier Lab mix and has been at the shelter longer than any other dog or puppy there currently.
He's been at the Humane Society for about 6 months. He got here in May.
He is looking for a home with an active family.
He would need a family or children who can also keep up with his energy. He likes to run around, he likes to take walks, he's really good on a lead.
Floki is fully grown and ready to be adopted.
He's fixed, he's microchipped, and he's got all of his vaccinations, so he's ready to go to a good home.
If you want to meet Floki, he is at the Coconino Humane Association on Butler Avenue. You can head to Coconino Humane Association's website for more information on adoption. NAZ Today, Carolyn Wolf. Coming up, thrifting is on the rise in Flagstaff. Stay with us.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks.
Ooh.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. The popularity of thrifting is growing here and across the nation, with younger generations leading the charge. Secondhand stores are lending a hand to those with tighter budgets. NAZ Today's Nicole Rutherford has the story.
Across northern Arizona, thrift stores are becoming a popular shopping choice, especially among younger generations.
I think at this point in our society, in our world, we have pretty much everything that we need for at least the next decade. Especially when it comes to clothing, there are companies throwing away massive amounts of clothes.
In Flagstaff, these secondhand shops not only provide a sanction to find local clothing for a reasonable price, but also help give back to the community.
So it's really amazing. The store is really blessed with what comes in. We just have, like, the community. A lot of the community says they rather donate to us than like a Goodwill because of the cause that this helps.
Thrift for Goodness Sake is working to improve the lives of the homeless, with all proceeds going towards food, shelter, and clothing.
NAU, I have joked many times, is our main source of business. Like, they keep us in business.
And Runway Fashion Exchange will pay people cash on the spot for donations.
We see a lot of the students, they become part of helping out with the store, and they really enjoy coming here. I mean, it's a fun learning experience, and it's good for everybody.
Whether you're shopping, donating, or volunteering, thrift stores benefit everyone in the community. Nicole Rutherford, NAZ Today.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive, ZWX. You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you. Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Welcome back. My name is Matt Keenan, and I'll be your student forecaster today.
Taking a look at Flagstaff currently, you can see right now we're at a temperature of 43 degrees with some beautiful clear skies. That barometer is reading at about 30.36 inches. And that wind speed right now is pretty low at 3 miles per hour. And that humidity is at about 26%. Now, taking a look at Flagstaff currently, you can see not a lot of cloud coverage over the state today. However, we will have some slight cloud coverage tonight and going into tomorrow. Now, looking today here in Flagstaff, 56 degrees was the high with low of 17. We are closer to those averages. 50 is normally where we're at for the high, and 22 is normally where we're at for the low. 71 was that record high in 1976, and -5 was that record low in 1964. No precipitation yesterday. However, we are still ahead of that average since January 1st, 19.14 inches. Sunrise this morning was at 7:07, and that sun already set at 6:18. Now, looking all across the state for these high temperatures today, 64 was that high in Prescott, over in Sedona and Kingman, 63 as the high. 60 up at the Grand Canyon, and 50 in Page. Over in Las Vegas, 60 for the high, 55 as the high in Hopi, and in Winslow, 56 for the high. Taking a look at Flagstaff tonight, forecast low of 17 degrees with some mostly clear skies, and that sunset, as I mentioned, is already set. Taking a look at tomorrow, we're going to see a forecast high of 61 degrees. That sunrise tomorrow will be at 7:08. And that sunset will be at 5:17 p.m. Now, taking a look at those forecast temperatures for tomorrow, 71 in Lake Havasu with low of 48, 70 up in Kingman with low of 40, up in Page, 52 is the high with low of 34, 72 is the high in Sedona with low of 44, over in Tuba City, 56 as the high with low of 22, Show low 62 and a low of 25, and in Payson, 71 with a low of 39. Now, looking at Flagstaff, a closer look into next week. 61 will be that high tomorrow with a low of 19. We're definitely seeing a lot more separation in the high and low, and that is due to a little bit of a high pressure system we have over the state right now, and that's causing those high temperatures and those lower temperatures at night as well. However, that is going to change as we go into the weekend due to a little bit of a trough that is hanging above the Pacific Northwest that's gradually going to make its way into Arizona. 62 will be that high on Friday with a low of 27, and Saturday is when that dip will begin to happen. Sunny, 57 is the high with a low of 31. On Sunday and Monday, now this is when we're going to start to see the effects of that trough potentially. 20% chances of both rain and snow showers on both Sunday and Monday. 51 is that high on Sunday with a low of 28. On Monday, 50 is the high with a low of 27. That is all the weather I have for you right now, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Alyssa Munoz.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Marie, you have pre-diabetes.
Pre-diabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get pre-diabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for pre-diabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back. My name is Alyssa Munoz, and I'll be your sports reporter for the night. NAU men's basketball secured yet another dominant home game win against Embry-Riddle University yesterday afternoon. However, this game had some special guests. Sports reporter Ashley Hinchy has the story.
Several hundred school children filled the Roll Activity Center stands to watch the NAU men's basketball team roll past Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University 82-47 during a rare midday game on Tuesday. The Flagstaff Unified School District field trip crowd witnessed the Lumberjacks improve to a 4-1 on the season, their best start in over 20 years. NAU was coming off a road win at Pacific last week, in which senior guard Trent McLaughlin scored his 1,000th career point. The Lumberjacks started to slow after the noon tip-off on Tuesday, causing head coach Shane Burkar to call an early timeout.
Well, no, we didn't make any changes at all. We were doing good at that point. Then I overthought it and made some changes that didn't work when we were trapping those ball screens. So the second half is when we made those changes.
NAU led by 10 points at halftime and pulled away with the win in the second half. McLaughlin led the team with 21 points and had 5 assists, which was just one more than redshirt junior Jaden Jackson. Jackson had his best game of the season so far, tying his career high of 18 points, 14 of those being scored in the second half.
The guys were looking out for me, so they were putting me in great positions to score. Shout out to Trent and Oak for having the high assist game too, and C-Tal as well. You know, whenever you cut, always expect the ball somewhere because he could get it to you anywhere. So I probably credit them mostly for the points tonight and just playing hard.
The NAU Lumberjacks will look to match their best start since the 2001-2002 season at home on Friday against Incarnate Word at 6 p.m. in the Roll Activity Center. Ashley Hinchy, NAZ Sports.
Men's basketball has 2 more games in Roll Activity Center until they call the Sky Dome their home for the rest of the season. Staying with basketball, the women's basketball team is starting out their season strong with a 3-1 record. The Lady Lumberjacks are currently hosting the University of Arizona, so make sure to tune in after the show. NAU Sports is packed with plenty of action this week as football will play their final home game against Eastern Washington on Saturday. Along with hoping to keep an undefeated record at home, the Lumberjacks will have to hold down Eastern Washington's dominant offense, which is currently ranked 5th in the FCS. Coach Brian Wright says he's confident his defense can limit the Eagles' high-flying offense.
I think it's going to be an outstanding matchup, really, across the board. Certainly a great challenge for us. This is an outstanding offense. When you look at all the analytics, they're top 5 in just about every category in the country, so really impressive. But I believe in our defense and what they've been able to do all year long, and that's put a lot of pressure on people. We're certainly not going to be able to stop them all the way, but we got to be able to contain them and keep them from getting into their rhythm as they seem to be able to do the last few weeks especially.
Keeping it local, the Coconino High School football team fell short in the first round of playoffs against the Mika Mountain High School with a final score of 45-10. This dropped the Panthers' season record as they concluded their season with 6 wins and 5 losses. However, it is a bittersweet end as Coconino's quarterback Colton Buckingham was named the Grand Canyon Offensive Player of the Year. That's all the sports I have for you this week. Stay tuned for your weather recap with Matt Kienitz after the break.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My. Oh.
I'm Rudy Tempesta. I'm 92 years old. I fought in World War II. Then I came home, worked for the post office for 70 years. I've been getting Meals on Wheels, and I enjoy it. The most important thing about Meals on Wheels is you meet the people, which to me is fantastic. You need people to keep your brain moving. That's what life is about. It's love and having a conversation with people.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Taking one last look at our Flagstaff extended forecast. 61 is the high tomorrow with a low of 19. 62 on Friday with a low of 27. On Saturday, that's where we're going to start to go down in temperature to 57 with a low of 31. Now Sunday, Monday, those chances are low, but they are there for potential rain and snow showers. 51 is the high on Sunday with a low of 28. And on Monday, a high of 50, and a low of 27. Now, Michaela, that's all I have for weather.
Well, that's all we have for you guys for content this week. Stay tuned for our December 4th show that will honor our seniors. But in between that, we will be taking a little break for Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, Jordan, what are you going to do?
So I have to work in Flagstaff, but I'm excited because my family is coming to visit me for Thanksgiving. Alyssa, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Well, I'll be going down back to the valley, and I'll be with my family, and I'm in charge of the mac and cheese this year, so we'll see how that goes. How about you, Matt?
Nice. Yeah, I'm also going to be spending some time with the family, doing some fun cooking, traditional stuff that we do every year. Michaela, what about you?
I get to finally spend time with my boyfriend and his family on Thanksgiving, and I get to meet the entire extended family. Super stoked. Now, that's all we have for you guys. Make sure you stay up to date on our socials until then, and we'll see you guys on December 4th.